Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Handmade by April. I'm April. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to add this halter to my Sweetheart crop top to make this super cute halter top. The materials that you're going to need are going to be the base pattern, and if you haven't already watched my first video, I will leave the link up in the right hand corner or down in the description box. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a 4.5mm hook, and your yarn. To begin, you are going to put stitch markers just past the peak of the breast cup, like where it's starting to go back down. Make sure that both sides have the same amount of stitches so that each side is even. To begin, you are going to create a slip knot, insert your hook, and then you are going to put the slip knot on your hook and pull the slip knot through the stitch, and then you are going to chain 4. This is going to count as your first double crochet and chain 1. So then you are going to yarn over, skip a stitch, and then put a double crochet into the third stitch, and then you will chain 1 and skip a stitch, and then put a double crochet, and continue doing this until you get into the middle where there are 5 stitches left. When you have 5 stitches left, you are going to count 5 stitches on the first cup, and then 5 stitches on your second cup, and then you are going to chain 2, and you are going to put a double crochet into the 6th stitch, and then you're going to chain 1, and you will continue with the pattern that you were doing before. Double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 until you reach your other stitch marker. So to begin the second row, you are going to chain 3 and then turn your work. And then you are going to put a double crochet into the first chain space, chain 1, and then put a double crochet in the next chain space, and just continue doing this until you get to the chain space before you chain 2. Now that you've gotten to the chain space before the chain 2, you are going to chain 2, and then you are going to create a double crochet in the next chain 1 space, and then you are going to chain 1 and continue with the rest of your work. The third row is going to be half double crochet, so you are going to chain 2 and then turn your work. This is going to be the first decrease row, so you are going to yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain space, and then pull through, and then yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain space, yarn over and pull through. And then you are going to chain 1 and then half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, half double crochet in the next stitch. You're going to continue doing that until you get to the middle where you chain 2. Once you get to the chain 2 space, you are going to chain 2 and then half double crochet into the first chain 1 space, and then you're going to chain 1, half double crochet, and continue until the last 2 stitches. The last 2 stitches are going to be another decrease, so you are going to yarn over, then insert your hook into the first chain, and then pull through, and then yarn over into the last chain, and then pull through, and then you are going to yarn over and pull through all of the loops. The 4th row is going to be just like the last row, except for in the middle you are not going to chain 2, you are just going to chain 1. For this row, you are going to chain 2, turn your work, and then you are going to put a half double crochet into each chain space. You are not going to chain 1 at all. And then you are going to chain 1, turn your work, and you are going to single crochet across in each stitch, and you are going to continue with 3 single crochet rows. After you have finished your 3 rows of single crochet, you are going to chain 3, turn your work, and then you are going to put a half double crochet into the second stitch, and then you will chain 1, and then put a skip a stitch, and then put a half double crochet into the next stitch, and continue this all the way across the work. You are going to repeat the last row for 3 more rows. Once you have finished that third row, you are going to cut and tie off your yarn. To begin the neck part, you are going to make a slip knot and then insert your hook into the slip knot, and then you are going to make a chain of 25. Once you have your chain of 25, you are going to insert your hook, make a slip stitch, then you are going to chain 1 and single crochet across the row until you get to the end, and then you are going to chain 26. Once you finish your 26 chains, then you are going to single crochet for 2 rows. After you have finished your 2 rows, you are going to chain, depending on what size button you're using. If you're using a medium-ish size one like I am, you are going to make a chain of 4. If you're using a bigger button, I would use 5. If you're using a smaller button, I would use 3. And then you are just going to slip stitch into the first row, and then you are going to cut and tie off your yarn. The last thing you are going to do is weave in your ends and sew on your button. And this is what your final look should look like. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.